Welcome back everybody to Sporting Logically. Today we are talking about some crazy NBA player salary facts that you just won't believe. Number 1. The top 8 highest paid players in the league make more money individually than the entire starting lineup of the Chicago Bulls. The top 8 highest paid players in the league in order are Steph Curry, LeBron James, Paul Millsap, Gordon Hayward, Blake Griffin, Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, and Russell Westbrook, with Westbrook's salary being the lowest of that group at right around $28.5 million. For the price of any one of those players, you could pay the entire starting lineup of the Chicago Bulls and still have some spending money left over. The 5 players that have started the most games for the Bulls so far this season are Robin Lopez, Justin Holiday, Lauri Markkanen, Denzel Valentine, and Chris Dunn, a lineup that makes a little over $28 million combined. Number 2. There are 120 players that are making at least $10 million this season. This is probably the most obvious way to explain how the increased TV revenue and salary cap boom has impacted the league. Just a few years ago, in the 11-12 season, there were less than half as many players making 8 figures in the league. While in today's NBA, players such as Jared Dudley, John Lure, Miles Plumlee, Ian Mahimi, and Omer Asik are all making at least $10 million. Number 3. Paul Millsap makes more this season than Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala combined. As I mentioned earlier, Paul Millsap has the 3rd highest salary in the league this season, a bit over $31 million. The Denver Nuggets invested big time in the versatile forward this offseason, but unfortunately he suffered a wrist injury that has kept him sidelined since mid-November. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors are paying slightly less for the salaries of a perennial All-Star and a former NBA Finals MVP combined. Number 4. Crabbe makes more this season than 8 different All-Stars. Nets guard Crabbe is in the top 40 of NBA player salaries this season at over $19 million. And though he has had a solid season and career, he's being paid more than some of the NBA's best. 3 of the All-Stars that make less than Crabbe are only being held down by the fact that they are still on their rookie contracts: Kristaps Porzingis, Karl Anthony Towns, and Joel Embiid, all 3 of which will surpass Crabbe in annual salary once their rookie deals are done. But 6 other All-Stars from this season, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, are all well into the prime of their career, yet still make less than Crabbe. Number 5. The highest paid player in the league in the 07-08 season would be the 21st highest paid player today. Making almost $24 million with the Boston Celtics in the 07-08 season, Kevin Garnett was living large as the NBA's highest paid player. But in today's NBA, his salary wouldn't even crack the top 20, and would be surpassed by players such as Otto Porter Jr., Drew Holiday, and fellow Celtic Al Horford. Number 6. The top 11 highest paid players in the NBA this season are making more than the entire team salary cap for the 97-98 season. 20 years ago, the salary cap for the 97-98 season was set at just below $27 million. Keep in mind that without adjusting for inflation, that was the amount of money that teams were expected to spend to fill out their entire roster if they did not want to exceed the cap. This season, the salary cap is set at just over $99 million, but most teams exceed that amount and contenders even go high into the luxury tax, allowing teams to pay top players, 11 of them to be exact, more than the entire team salary cap of the league 2 decades ago. Number 7. Those same top 11 highest paid players all make more than the highest paid player in the NFL this season. With all the hits NFL players take, the toll it takes on your body, and the long-term effects of the sport that we are learning more and more about each season, you would think that NFL players would be better compensated than their NBA counterparts, but that simply isn't the case. Matt Stafford makes $27 million as the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, which, don't get me wrong, is no small number. But when compared to the NBA, he wouldn't even be in the top 10 of player salaries. When you add on top of this that NFL contracts aren't fully guaranteed, you can see why NBA players clearly live a much better life in terms of compensation. Number 8. The entire USA Rising Stars roster only makes $2.5 million more combined than the highest paid player in the league. The power of rookie contracts in the NBA is huge, and is a big part of modern team building. The USA Rising Stars Challenge roster will showcase some of the best young talent in the NBA at this year's All-Star break, including Donovan Mitchell, Dennis Smith Jr., Brandon Ingram, and Jason Tatum. But if you add up the salaries of the entire roster, which includes 10 players, they would make just below $37 million combined. In comparison, the highest paid player in the league, Steph Curry, makes about $34.5 million this season by himself, nearly enough to pay for an entire roster compiled of some of the NBA's brightest young stars. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like rating down below. And if you'd like to see more videos just like this, please be sure to subscribe as well. Thank you all so much, and I will see all of you guys next time.